Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Thursday Throwdown. That's right, Thursday night. I know some of you guys may be watching that Jets game, or you may be tuning in here for a live edition. Thursday Throwdown, ACFL South. I want to give a shout out, everybody out there. As always, we got the live chat here on the YouTube page. If you guys got any comments, suggestions, or just want to give a shout out, I'll be monitoring that. And as always, I'm joined here tonight. Happy belated birthday to Giant 918. Giant, how the Jets going on over there, man?
www.acfl.net. Follow us on Twitter at ACFL Football. Gracias, muchos gracias, Jim Flanagan, for the belated birthday wishes. Had a pretty good time, but my daughter got the croup, so it was kind of a shitty week. But I'm pumped up. We're here live. Lots of action going on. We added a team last week, and we got buys this week. We're going over stats this week. We got top 5 plays of the week for week number 1 and week number 2. So check us out on the YouTube channel. Make sure you guys click on the like buttons. We love the feedback as well. I want to give a shout out to Lloyd, who ended up making number 3 on the list. I'm not going to mention his last name, not trying to dox him. So shout out to Lloyd, man, on getting into the top 5 plays, man. Lots of drama as well in the ACFL South. Some drama in the ACFL North, even though we barely even cover it. But they're hurting, they're itching. It doesn't matter, baby. The ACFL has the media. Mr. Jim Flanagan, a.k.a. Mr. Hollywood himself, bringing nothing but the best media that you guys have in the ACFL. Flanny, why don't we get right into it, man, and go over some of these games for the week. The replacements just absolutely raping the Wolverines, man, and their struggles continue. Do they have Tyrod Taylor as a quarterback? Do they have Josh Allen as a quarterback? Is Larry coming back? Have any of the players on the Wolverines jumped to the Warriors? Flanny, what the hell is going on over here?
Talking about struggle, man. Talking about struggle. Just how the Cleveland Browns right now are looking. That's how the Wolverines were this past Sunday, Giant, and the struggles continue. Unfortunately, you mentioned about the quarterback position, a very key spot on any team. And they're still trying to figure this out. They're still trying to figure this out. Once again, did not have one. They used who they had on there, and it did not look pretty. You mentioned the score, 38-6 against these replacements. Giant, this thing was a massacre. Talk about a bloodbath. I couldn't just wait when this game was over. That's how brutal it was. And if I told you that the replacement started this game with only 5 guys on the field, only had 5, they still managed to score 6 touchdowns in this game, 38-6. Uh, yes, quarterback spot not looking good there for Wolverines, but Giant, I think it's more than that. You mentioned a key name, Larry. I heard the name tossed around as well, but when? That's the question. When is he coming? Is he gonna come? Until he does, Giant, I don't believe it on here. Yes, it will help the Wolverines should he come back. Should he come there? They desperately need him because Giant, that ship is sinking and they're struggling. They're struggling on here. It's a combination, though, I think, not just the quarterback spot. You know, Take a look at this, man. Not only are they 0-2, they scored the least points out of anybody, you know, in this season. 12 points only so far here after week 2. And they've also given up the most points out of any team, 60 points against. That happens, Giant. Something's got to change. And you mentioned another topic. I don't know if we want to go into, but yes, some of these Wolverine guys actually played for the Warriors. Why? Because the Warriors could not feel the team once again. And what's going on with that? Oh man, Giants. Larry's coming back. I don't know. I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, and so it's very concerning. And I want to give a quick shout out as well to my coworker, and he could potentially be a quarterback too. He's left-handed as well. Reminds me of Michael Vick kind of. So shout out to Howard the Hammer Haber And so I'll talk to him this week, man. See if he's up for playing. Maybe he could get in and help these guys out because both of those teams that we just mentioned, and we'll go to the Warriors in one moment. But the fact of the matter is, they need help, and I mean, God bless them for coming out and actually playing too. Obviously, we want some parity in the league. We don't want these blowouts. I mean, we want competitive games and stuff, and it just hasn't happened yet. So hopefully, the Wolverines end up, figuring it out sooner or later, man. But Larry, you got to get that guy on speed dial. I'm gonna try to get Howard on speed dial as well, man. And they got to get their shit together. It's disgraceful so far, and
Yeah.
they're in the absolute gutter, bottom of the league. I mean, if you're feeling down and out, definitely do not hang out with the Wolverines. I mean, not for the next couple of days.
Well, it's a good thing they actually got a bye this week, man. So they got some time to work things out. Hopefully that gives enough time to get somebody or to get that guy. So they do have that bye. As we mentioned, 7 teams here this season. Ozone week one bye. 10-yard fight had the bye last week, and this week is the Wolverines. So kind of works out for them in a good way here because they needed this bye, Giant.
Yeah, no question about it. Gives them some extra time to try to figure it out as well. So we'll see what happens. Moving on to the next game, we got Ozone 26 against the Warriors 18. I want to give a quick shout out to my buddy Dave. I'm not going to dox him and mention his last name. We used to be a part of a crew. It was me, Dave, Irish Terror. So Jim Flanagan's got some history with the Irish Terror as well.
That's why I'm wearing the Ireland shirt.
and so Matt and Patsy as well, man. We used to hang out back in the day, and man, we used to smoke up a lot, man. So we were young and stupid, but Dave is a professional athlete, so this is a dangerous team. As soon as I found out he was on a team, I'm like, this is going to be a good team. They didn't even play week one because they just came into the league week one,
Mm-hmm.
and so what an incredible game, man. Why don't you go over some of the stats on this game?
Well, listen, I mean, this game was surprised. I was surprised, though. I was surprised that the Warriors made this a very competitive battle here because I thought Ozone was going to come in here and have they won the game. They did win the game here, but this one was close, John. This could have went either way here, and the Warriors showed a lot of heart. These guys bring. I mean, even week one when they only showed up they only had 5 guys after picking up maybe a guy or two, and this week they had to get some guys from Wolverines on here to play. Now, are those some of the permanent moves, or was it just temporary for that week? I did see JT post on the message boards as a team looking for players, and I think it's the Warriors on here because week in and week out so far, after 2 weeks, they they're having difficulty time getting 6 guys. So luckily they had Wolverines guys and whatever Dan's doing and Darrow on here. I mean, they're getting these guys motivated to play. I mean, these guys putting out 110% here, especially this past week against a very great Ozone team, very talented speed wise on here. But I thought Ozone should have handled this game much easier than they did, and this game could have went either way. Hey, Warriors could have easily won this game. I think it came down to one play, one crucial play here late in that second half. Two actually. They ended up scoring, making it 18-19, and Warriors couldn't get any extra point conversions. I think that hurt. That hurt on here, especially that third one where they even got a penalty against the Ozone, so they had another shot. A 2-pointer from the 5-yard line, to take the lead. Forget about how you take the lead, but they couldn't convert on that. And I just felt every time they were down in this game, so Ozone really wasn't in that panic mode, and I think could have changed the game. But the big play came up in that second half where after the Warriors scored, they're down one on here. They need a stop. They got enough time to get the ball back and to take the lead. However, fourth down call on there. Ozone cannot pick up any more first downs. They got to score a touchdown. And what happens? We get roughing the passer call. Any penalty on there wouldn't matter as much, but roughing the passer, automatic first down, reset of new downs, and you give that to the Ozone. What happened? They ended up scoring touchdown. I mean, you could get a pass interference call. You could get all these other ones. Unless it's roughing the passer or it's like a personal foul, sports foul, you're going to give a team a new set of downs, and that's what happened. Unfortunately, there was contact with the arm. I know Warriors did not like the call, but it is what it is. And then they still had the last chance to try tie it up, but key sacks came in there from the Ozone defense, prevented that. And I think Ozone escaped here. Ozone escaped here in getting this win here, Giant, because it was a lot closer than it should have.
Yeah, well, this absolutely was the game of the week since the other
Mm-hmm.
the other games were absolutely out of
Yeah.
control blowouts. So thankfully,
But
this one was far superior than the other two games this past Sunday. Go ahead, Flanny.
But I'll say this. I mean, about the Ozone. Listen, I know their quarterback wasn't there, but the guy that was filled in real nice because he did make some plays on the ground running it, where Ozone needed to pick up a first down or touchdown. He got two rushing touchdowns in this game, two passing. But what happened here? What Ozone's what kind of gets me worried about this team here? They gave up a first play of the game, a deep bomb touchdown to the Warriors. The guy was wide open. He was basically waiting for a ball. He wanted the ball even sooner to be thrown to him. That's how open he was. And we start off game like that. You can't do that. And then right before the half, they give up a big fourth down conversion for another score. Plus, Ozone with a lot of dropped balls in this one. I think they could have easily put this game away, but a lot of key drops right on the money, and that can't happen. So they got the speed. The ball was placed great there by the quarterback. Great job by Sonny here in this game, but too many drop balls there in Ozone. But luckily, they still got the win.
Yeah. All right. So we'll see if they turn it up. Are they the one with the bye next
And,
week?
and they
No, they
say
do
they
not. They
said
do not
give
have
you
the
a
bye.
shout out, Giant man, but he still says the Jets suck, man.
Oh man, bro. Thanks, buddy. Take a look at the score right now, bro, and get back to me. All right, bro.
Uh,
All right, so we'll move along to the next game, and what another disaster! The final score: Field Mob Assassins, which I called them last week, against the Six, who scored 0 points this past week. So the Six had to their temporarily change their team name to the Zero because that's exactly how many points they scored. What a disaster! Field Mob absolutely demolishes them. Do they have the best defense in the league, Flanny? What are your thoughts?
Absolutely. Talking about defense on the air. You look at the field mob team. You look at after week one, they were great. Look at week number two. They brought in a couple more guys there on the defensive back as well as on the safety. Man, these guys are stacked there. I would not want to play this team. And they pitched a shutout here. Shutout, no scores. And I think the reason of that, Matt Jones was not out there for field mob getting burnt out there. I'm just kidding, man. I love Matt Jones. A short thing for life, man. But yeah, zero so far. Look, Field Mob 6 points. That's how much they gave it up in 2 games. So you got to give it to.
Dangerous team.
You got to
Dangerous
give this to
team.
the defense, and the Six just did not show up. I'm sorry, man. I mean, I was expecting at least a game here. They did not show up at all. They did not have that quarterback they had in week one. They did not have that center. They did not have that defensive back that got them 2 interceptions in week one, or the other defensive back. They came in with a couple new guys as well. And it was great to see Nelson back out there as well. He had to step in there for quarterback, and it just did not work out. I think the Six needs a lot more guys there that they had in that week one because the guys that were there for week two fit in okay, but when you're switching that up, I think Mags brings a lot more to this team. Hopefully, it was just that he's still on the team, that it wasn't just a fill in there for week one. I'm hoping he's there back for week three here because they're gonna need him, man. Because this Six here after this game, it wasn't even a game, Giant.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll see. Uh, Shout out to the players of the week as well. Henry, the quarterback for the replacements,
Mm.
5 touchdown passes, 19 of 22 for 86%
Wow.
completion percentage. And oh man, bro.
That's one of the teams we're going to talk about, man. The replacements. Yeah. I mean, we briefly 38 points against the Wolverines there. Freaking 5 touchdown passes for this guy. That's on her. And he came late to the game. He came to the late the game where Mike had to quarterback. Actually, I think the first 2 possessions where he did get a touchdown pass in there, but still 5 TD passes. Where the hell was the defense there? I mean, it seemed like every possession replacements where they had only 5 or 6 guys in the field that were scoring. How good is this offense on the replacements? They look pretty good. They look pretty good there. They got a couple of new guys there I saw this week as opposed to week 1. It's the same old replacements team, but it seems like this team's getting older, but they're getting better, man. I don't know.
Yeah, and Mike for the replacements as well. Two uh, two touchdown receptions, 1 touchdown pass, um,
And a
and
defensive
one
INT.
yeah, and a
Yeah.
defensive
You can't ask
INT.
for more than that, Giant, from one guy. I mean, on defense, freaking
All-purpose player, yeah, all-purpose.
quarterback. But he did make one bonehead play. I'll give him that. On special teams, got the punt and just threw it up in the air. And that ended up being the Wolverines' only score. They had like 10 yards in to score a touchdown. But other than that, they probably would have shut him out. So, but nonetheless, Mike had a phenomenal game.
Yeah, and the last is Cam, quarterback for Field Mob Assassins. 2 touchdown passes, 2 touchdown runs, and 13 of 23 for 57% completion. So this
But,
guy's very dangerous as well. Cam is very dangerous. He's elusive on his feet as well for the
uh,
2 running touchdowns, man.
Much better week for Cam this week. No interceptions here. And if you see one of the highlights, he chucks one from his own end zone. I mean, it's just tremendous. A couple rushes in there. The guy could scramble. The guy's got height on there, good arm, and he's got some deadly receivers on there for the field mob.
All right, so the 10-yard fight had a bye, and shout out to Big G as well, man. He said he was unable to attend church because he was too busy practicing on the bye week. So that's a guy who's dedicated to football as his god.
ACFL
Possibly,
for life.
yeah, ACFL for life. So the consummate professionals over there on 10-yard fight. Lots of vets playing on that team. They've been doing it for a long time, man. Just want to break through quickly. Baker Mayfield entered the game, got a bunch of completions. So the new dynasty of the Cleveland Browns has started. I mean, he already got a bunch of completions, man. He already got stripped of a ball, but the offensive lineman picked up the strip sack from Baker Mayfield and ran the ball for almost the first down. So they are definitely moving over here. So congrats to the Browns. I don't even know why they didn't start Baker Mayfield in the first place because Tyrod, he's good, but I mean, dude, he's not all that, man. I mean, let Baker start, man. They're garbage.
I agree, man. I agree.
Yeah. So all right, so we're gonna go over some of the predictions for week number 3. And
Wow.
Wolverines have a bye, and they definitely needed it. So the first game, we changed the times as well, JT.
I
Shout out to
noticed
JT.
that. I
Yeah,
noticed that, man. 8 o'clock start time, real early. I love it, Giant. I freaking love it. When I saw that, there was a typo and thing, but no, it's true. The reason for that, Giant, a lot of these teams wanted the early games. This season since it's the fall, and we know football's at 1 o'clock, so you want to make those 1 o'clock games to watch them. You know what I mean? So.
yeah,
5 out of the 7 teams really wanted the early times, but with only one field, 6 teams playing each week. You have to put 3 games on the field. Somebody's got to get those late games. So this was a brilliant idea. It moves 8 o'clock, then you got 9:30, and even the 11 o'clock is not too bad as opposed to an 11:45 game. I like it. I get to get there early, get to leave early, and still have the whole day left there. So for my editing, man.
yeah. I agree, man. I, I I think they like it too because
Yeah.
when I go to Washington D.C., even man, Guys, I love Washington D.C., man. So when I went there a few years ago for the weekend, my wife and I we end up going to mass, end up going to church at like 6:30 in the morning or whatever, and then we walk over there by the Capitol or whatever by the National Mall over there. They're already playing. They're already playing flag football, and it's like 7:30 in the morning, so they don't mess around. A lot of people want to do that, you know. They want to be home in time for the game. They want to go to the Redskins game or whatever. They want to tailgate and stuff like that. So I think it's a fantastic idea. Shout out to JT for getting the earlier start times. But once again,
I
Wolverine has
think
a
I
bye.
think we had 8 teams, which we almost did. One team short. They would have put two fields, 2 games on each, so there wouldn't be that third game. Because 2 games is not too bad, but when you got 3 games on the field, that third game tends to get a bit late, especially if there's some overtime games or some delays on the first two. That third game sometimes could start around almost 12 o'clock, and you know, so 8 o'clock, perfect, man. Hey, 7 o'clock Giant, that would even work better for me.
All right, so the first game we got on the lineup is the replacement versus the sixth. I think this might be the game of the week, man. Unfortunately, it is the first game of the day. Now, I don't think the six is as bad as that last game shows. I just think that Field Mob is absolutely filthy on defense, on offense. Very dangerous team. I think they're going to waltz right in there into the playoffs, man. But I'm still going to pick the replacements. I think their offense is too powerful in this case, and I think they're gonna take out the six. Final score 28-20. Flanny, who do you have on this?
Listen, man, replacements are rolling right now, especially after week 2. That momentum's got to be kicking in here for week 3. While the six, very disappointing loss. Not only did they lose, Giant, I mean it was bad, and I think this is gonna be another bad game here. You said about game of the week. I disagree. I don't think if this was week 2, I might have agreed with you, but I don't know about now. I think replacements are playing a lot better ball after week 1 lost there to 10-yard fight. Disappointing loss there, but they bounced back strong last week, and I think they get another win here against the six, especially if the six cannot get that quarterback, man. Just like the Wolverines, man. You don't have the quarterback. You may have the talent there, but it's going to be difficult. This replacements team is pretty damn good.
Yeah. All right, so we'll move on to the next game at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. 10-yard fight. Who had the bye last week against Ozone, and this is very interesting. This should
This
be
should be the game of the week, man.
Yeah, this probably is the game of the week. The thing is that 10-yard fight vet team over here, okay, and all the guys, I'm sure they've been playing forever. It seems like it, because it also seems like the average age on the team is about 48 or 49 years old. So Ozone's young, but the problem is, and the way you described the game as well in week number 2, Flanny, Ozone had a lot of drops, man, and you cannot do that against 10-yard fight. They will make you pay. And you can take a look at the top plays of the week. You can take a look at week 1 of what 10-yard fight is capable of. Videos of the game of week 1 are out there, and 10-yard fight can be dangerous. And I think they will squeak this one out 21-20, the final 10-yard fight. Go ahead, Flanny.
Hey, listen, man. Ozone's got some great talent, man. They got some dangerous players out there. I mean, I saw the speed this last week. It's hard to catch these guys, but like you said, they're not catching the balls. It doesn't matter how quick you are. And I think they do those mistakes here in this game. Yeah, they're definitely going to pay. I think 10-year fight will capitalize on those. They had a well rested week there, week 2. Both teams coming in 1-0. This should be a fantastic game either way. But I think you know what? I gotta agree with you, Giant man. I'm going for the upset. If you call this an upset, usually they have 10-yard fight as the underdogs coming in, and this powerhouse Ozone. Now I know they did not have their starting quarterback last week, but if he's there this week, they were missing key players. But 10-yard fight has added on some good good additions there that I saw in week one. So and I'm going with 10 yard. I'm going 10 yard upset. Hopefully they don't let us down here. I think they get things done. You mentioned key drop balls. Those hurts. And if they can't fix those, especially when you give up a touchdown the first play of the game, deep bomb on there against the Warriors, that's
Yeah.
signs of concerns. You can't do that. So, and I'm sure 10-year Ford has seen the film on that. And I think they'll do a much better job in stopping the run. Something that the Warriors could not do. If you check that game out, Ozone, they tried deep bombs. They were drop balls, but they really did not convert much on the deep passes. It was mainly quarterback taking off or those drops right on the line there, and your boy Lloyd ended up taking it all the way. So and I think 10-yard fight does a good job in stopping those short routes, those dump balls on there. And they're going to need to go deep here. I think they're going to need to go deep to test 10-yard fight on the deep ball if these guys can't keep up with the speed there. And if 10-yard fight keeps everything in front there, I think they get the job done. I got some shout outs here in the chat here. I want to point out. We have who do we got here? Oh shoot. We got the about the you mentioned about the age there for 10-yard fight giant. You
Yeah,
know,
it was a
say
joke, guys.
that
It was
say
a
age
joke.
ain't nothing but a number, baby. So that's from Big
Well,
Al there, man. Big Al, shout out to him.
yeah, I know. Yeah.
So
Well, at least he's got a good sense of humor, man. Some guys get so pissed off, man.
you know.
Uh, anyway, this should be the game of the week, and we're absolutely hoping for that. And you are tentatively scheduled to film that game and be there, Jim Flanagan.
I'm,
So
I'm
fantastic job.
Yeah, my mom. I want to see who they put on. If Sonny's not quarterbacking, they actually have their quarterback. How well, and if we're gonna see AJ there as well for Ozone. That's one guy that wasn't there last week. This Ozone team is fun to watch. I'll give you that. Very good, great to watch. So I definitely want to get the film on this one. They're great, fast-paced team on there. 10-yard fight could slow down this game here. It should make out a good game.
No question. And the final game of the morning is Field Mob Assassins versus the Warriors. So this isn't going to be much of a competition, and I expect a blowout until someone shows us otherwise that they could compete with Field Mob. And the only teams that I think really there are a few teams that can compete with them. Not going to happen this week. I think the Warriors are going to get slaughtered. Final score is going to be 31 to 14. Field Mob. Lanny, who you got on this?
Are Warriors going to have a team this week? That's the big question. Luckily they've had Wolverines the last 2 weeks, but Wolverines have a bye there. So are any of these guys going to be there since the Wolverines are not playing? I don't know. Did any of them permanently jump to the Warriors? You know,
Yeah.
JT also did make a post. So shout out to anybody that either is a free agent or looking to get in still into the league, into the games. I don't think he's taking any more teams because it's going to be week 3. But as a player, you could still join because I believe it's 4 games that you got to play minimum to be eligible for the playoffs. So that's still plenty of weeks for that. So hopefully Dan's got a squad out there. These guys hey, listen, man, the Warriors are going to bring it though here this game here against the Field Mob. They always do. So they made a competitive game last week. We'll see what happens here. If they could do the same thing against Field Mob, it's going to be tough. You mentioned how good they are. Hey, I want to bring this up. There was a post on there actually based on our last Throwdown show. They mentioned about the Jokers. The Jokers are not playing on here this season, but one guy mentioned if the Jokers were playing, they would have taken it here in the fall. The Field Mob team actually, I believe, joined the season in the fall because they wanted to dethrone the Jokers. Because here's the thing. Here's some story here, some back history for you guys, for the new guys on here. Field Mob used to freaking terrorize the league back in the day, man. I mean, they used to dominate the Raw way, the back in the day JFL, squad. And then they won chips after chips on there. And then here came the Jokers. They won, I believe, the last season there. And then when this season started, ACFL South, they were the champs there in the spring. So they were looking for that match. Unfortunately, we're not going to have that here in the fall. But I just wanted to mention that because there were some comments posted about that. Should if the Jokers were this season in the fall.
Yeah, and not only that, but you mentioned it as well. Is the team gonna, are the Warriors team gonna make it? So this season and in the spring, the reigning champions in the ACFL South, the Morris Jokers are the reigning champions. They couldn't even form the team. They couldn't even form the team for the fall. So it's kind of disconcerting. I think that the media itself, I think, helps the league, at least for the ACFL South, get the word out or whatever. Trying to find ways to add more teams. Obviously, it's too late for now, but the winter is here, and every season it's around the corner. Everybody wants a summer off. Some people don't play in the spring because of the inclement weather that could occur during the winter season, man. But we want to get some feedback from you guys. Maybe the website could be updated a little bit as well. We're always plugging that in the show over here as well. We want to grow the league as well with JT, with you guys in the ACFL family. We know there are a bunch of lazy asses that are out there stuck on their phones, stuck on their tablets. They need to get up off their ass and they need to start playing some real sports outside. Flanny. So we'd like some feedback as well. You want to post it there on the forums. You want to post it there on the thread while we're live today, tonight, next Thursday. I mean, guys, we're tentatively scheduled for the next Thursday until the end of the season right here, guys. So a lot of things going on, and we just want to make sure that the success continues as well, Jim.
Yeah, that's what we do. I mean, hey, things are happening, John, here, ACFL South, and it's only going to get improved here. And I would not be surprised. Some of the things that you did mention, there may be some changes coming on its way here to the site, to the league itself, and stuff. So we try to bring you the best media coverage we can. You've seen the new additions, top plays of the week, the highlights there. Of all the games, and the Throwdown show itself here, So yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Just give another shout out here before anything. JP Garce is in the chat there. Apex all day. I believe that's OG there of the Revolution team of that West Rock indoor facility, man.
Oh man, shout
Uh,
out, shout out, man.
but
Yeah.
yeah, you know, uh, week two done in the books, Giant. We're moving on to week three. It's a 8 week season, here in the ACFL before the playoffs. Um, we'll some good matchups, man. Some good matchups this week, especially those first two, and we'll see what type of Warriors team comes out this week for week three. So.
Not
Uh,
not only that, I mean, I'll just lay it out here, guys. We're having issues with the ACFL North, man. I haven't been able to get guys to produce some film up there, man. I don't know what's going on up there. We only got bits and pieces. Couldn't get all the info out. We just kind of got notified today, guys. So we're asking you, man. You know somebody who films the games, man. The fact of the matter is, Jim Flanagan is one man, and like I said earlier in the show, guys, there's only one Jim Flanagan, aka Mr. Hollywood. This guy's currently doing the filming for the ACFL South. We're trying to figure out what to do with the North. I know some guys were already chirping on the forums on acfl.net. Are they going to get some video planning? I don't know what to do. I'm trying to advertise, put it out there. Tell your girlfriends, tell your wives, tell your cousin, your brother, your sister, anybody with a camera for you guys in ACFL North who are watching us tonight, who watch us tomorrow in the future, anything, man. I'm asking you guys, contact JT, man. See if you can get a camera up there and film a game or two.
Yeah, hopefully. I think they do. Well, usually week one they don't film, but for I think some things came about. There was no film in week two. Unfortunately, yeah, there's only one of me. I can't be at both locations unless we have different times, different days. But that's not the case. We all play. It's two different sections of the league there, but same times, Sundays. Maybe some slight time difference, but that's about it. But uh, hey, you never know. I mean, you may see Jim Flanagan up in the north or alternate a week or two there. So, when there's key matchups. Hey, when there's some key matchups, giant big games on there. I want to get those on film. So,
Yeah, yeah, and I think everybody does. Again, we're trying to promote the ACFL. We want it to grow. We want you to grow as well. We want more teams over here as well. It doesn't matter. ACFL North, ACFL South. Hit up JT, man. And we mentioned the website as well. You take a look at the website. For the love of God, they got fall 2017 champions, man. I mean, can we see a picture of the goddamn champions of the summer league up there? Some kind of carousel. Get the highlights on the front of the screen over there. Top 5 plays of the week, man. You know how good of an ego booster that is for these guys who make that? How much more do they want to play every week? They get hungry. Oh man, I'm gonna get on the top. I'm gonna cut this route. I'm gonna catch this ball. I'm gonna run this INT for a pick six, bro, because I'm getting on that top 5, man. What about the game of the week too, Flanny? You know, if you end up filming 1, 2, 3 games, there's got to be a game of the week as well.
yeah. No, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that does add a lot. I mean, some guys tend to disagree, but hey, not only the guys that are playing the league, but let's say your new guy just happens to hop over and see the ACFL site there on there, and if it's not presented in that way, you got to dig around to find something, or don't even think it exists. That turns some people off as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
'Cause, I mean, you don't even know that exists. That's there. Guys that have been in the league that know the league. They could find it absolutely. They know where everything is. But I think the presentation could be a lot better. Absolutely.
No question. All right. Anything else you got on your plate, Flanny?
No, I think that does it on here. Like I said, check out the new media things. We're always looking to do new stuff, new ideas, and things. We'll be again back same time, same day next week, Thursday Throwdown, for the third episode here in the fall 2018 season. And keep yourself posted. Follow the Twitter, Facebook on there. I always send out the notification. Comes to schedule, scores, videos, highlights, you name it. It all goes on there. So
All right. You guys heard Flanny. Make sure you consider to check us out, www.acfl.net. Follow us on Twitter at ACFL Football. Jim Flanagan, Giant 918, signing out. Have a good night, everybody.